2024 was a roller coaster ride for me creatively, and that has reflected on how I used my journals this year, but despite that, it is always good to look back. So hey fam, it's Icy of Icy Studio and welcome to my channel. I will be doing a flip through of my 2024 journals. This year I had an A5 and a square notebook. I started using this one from September 2023 and I still had a lot of space left, so I decided to continue using it through the first few months of 2024. And from March, I started using this pretty square notebook from the Archer and Olive December 2023 subscription box. When I saw this journal, I knew I had to use it. So I love the lunar or solar eclipse design. And if you know me, I'm a sucker for anything celestial. Alright, so let's look back on how my year went. My first cover page of the year was inspired by the phases of the moon and lots of gold. I also wanted to add something witchy, so I made a circular Dutch door and added the wheel of the year behind the yearly cover page. So I've been journaling since 2017, and through the years I found that I don't really use much yearly spreads, so aside from the cover page and the wheel year, I also included a manifestations page. So this is where I write my dreams and aspirations for the year. For January, I did a rose gold lunar moth theme. So honestly, this is not one of my favorite themes, but looking back, it doesn't seem that bad. I think I should practice drawing more. February, on the other hand, was a better month in terms of creativity and journaling. I was feeling very cottagecore and fell absolutely in love with Notebook Therapy's Midsummer Night's Dream washi tape set. My monthly and weekly spreads during this month consisted of reflection and memory keeping prompts in a Dutch door format. After that, I did a pregnancy journal spread to document and reflect on my pregnancy journey. I know the theme looks very dreamy and head in the clouds, but this pregnancy definitely was not easy. However, I did want to romanticize it. Anyway, the pages include trimester memories, baby sprinkle spread, my non-negotiable brain dump page, and another non-negotiable quotes page, which I made very extra. What about you? Do you like adding quotes in your bullet journal? Let me know what your favorite quote is. So that sums up the first part of my 2024, and let's now move on to my second journal. So for this one, I have decided to make another set of yearly pages. So these include a quotes page, a mood board, a dopa menu, a 25 before 2025 page, and a page for ideas. For March, I also did a dreamy celestial theme similar to my pregnancy spreads because I was due that month, and I did my weekly memories and reflection pages in Dutch door format. So one of my favorite themes this year was this tarot-inspired one last April. I absolutely love using Dutch doors for my weekly pages, as you can see, which are filled with memories as usual. And then my creativity and emotional state went all downhill on May. I felt very overwhelmed with just the thought of journaling, but I did have fun doing these witchy doodles inspired by images on Pinterest. Because I didn't feel like journaling, I left my monthly and weekly pages blank except for some Instax photos. Blank pages used to bother me, but I gave myself permission to have a break. I honestly thought I was going to skip June this year, but I found this long quote on Pinterest which reflected my state of mind. And I also wanted to put a tiny bit of effort in terms of documenting memories, so I decided to just keep my weekly spreads very minimal. I included these little quotes and drawings that I found funny just to lighten up my mood. So still keeping things low energy and minimal for July, I was feeling very introverted and also cozy and cottagecore. So my weekly spreads were filled with a lot of reflection prompts by the journaling prompt, which I found were really helpful in terms of introspection. So these prompts helped me get out of the creative rut I was in. So what about you? What helps you get out of creative ruts? Let me know in the comments. So I was finally having fun journaling again, that I enjoyed doing my August cover page. So the quotes page looked really messy, but in the end I feel like the messiness sort of goes well with the little ghost illustration. And since I was feeling a bit better, I decided to add a page of things to look forward to and some simple goals that are easy to achieve. I think August was one of my favorite months because I was journaling regularly and felt that these prompts were really beneficial in terms of my mental health. I also did my weekly spreads as the weeks went by as opposed to setting them up in advance. I felt like doing that took a lot of pressure off. So August was a month filled with reflection, doodles, and creativity that I started to feel the spark of creativity again. Like my July highlights page, I got lazy and ended up not finalizing my August highlights page, and that's okay. I usually feel pressured to finish everything before moving on to the next month, but I went ahead and did my September cover page. So this was actually inspired by a YouTube video of a library that had a dark academia vibe. Unlike August, I didn't get to journal regularly or do prompts, so instead I did a huge monthly recap towards the end of the month. I did have fun doing these pages while looking back on how nice a month September was. I used my vintage alphabet stamps and some of the Archer and Olive stamps to make the pages look a little bit more creative. And of course, I added some Instax photos. And it isn't October if it isn't spooky. So I had to do a spooky theme for October. I did not really plan this cover page properly, but it was fun because it was spontaneous. In addition to my weekly memories, I also did a monthly doodle page for October because I had fun doing it for the past months. Moving on, my spread for November is also one of my favorites. I love the Lunar Delivery washi tape set by Notebook Therapy, and I had the most fun doing this cover page. I did waterfall tabs for my weekly spreads, and I was really happy with how it turned out. I did leave this last page blank because I didn't have time to do doodles, but I did do this spells page that I feel goes well with the washi tapes. Okay, these aren't really spells, they're more like self-care recipes, which I thought were fun to include. What about you? What are your favorite self-care activities? So every Christmas I struggle to think of a theme for my bullet journal, but I'm happy with this year's. I did a Hogwarts Christmas theme because for some reason Harry Potter movies remind me of Christmas. So I downloaded and printed a bunch of photos from Pinterest and made a collage for my cover page. Obviously I can't get enough of waterfall tabs. I use them again for my weekly pages. So that was how my bullet journal journey went for 2024. What an emotional ride it has been for me that I almost gave up, but I'm glad I kept going and I was gentle on myself. For 2025, I will be using this beautiful blackout notebook and I am very excited. I hope this video helped you not only with bullet journal theme ideas, but to also go easy on yourself and that it's okay to not like your spreads. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you a happy and healthy 2025.